sunlight coming in the wall.
Okay.
How come our ring light is above our heads? See the hot spot behind us here?
Right
here?
Oh, here we go again.
Here we go again. Really?
All right. What do you want me to go with the ring light?
Well, it should be on our faces, right?
I can.
It's fine for now.
Is it too high?
I look gorgeous anyway.
Oh. Wow.
It's the Jack
And Kathy
Show.
shit show.
And there we go.
Yeah, how was that?
Okay,
Did you like
I
that
think
one?
I think if
Okay. You shouldn't eat food, especially a crispy apple,
You know what's funny?
while you're being recorded.
You know what's funny? I remember when Key used to do our producing. Should I drop
I
that
know.
camera?
I know. When we did that episode where we were actually sitting in bed eating.
We were in bed on the road.
Yes, we were in a hotel room. And we
So we put the
decided-
laptop on a pillow on our lap
We did.
with the camera.
And then we ate.
And then we ate. And so the camera was jostling all over the place because of our body. And all you heard was
That was before we were professionals.
Key. I remember Key would rarely call, mostly text, right?
Yeah.
Get this voicemail. Could you please
Refrain
not
from
eat?
eating food. And now what are you doing? Oh, as if backing up 10 inches is going to do anything.
That's what she said. So, I was thinking,
Ooh, how'd that feel? Did it hurt? Painful?
someone is sassafras. I don't even know what I'm going to say now. So, I was I don't even know what to say without it in my head.
Go ahead.
You're in my head now.
Keep talking.
So we've got a new listener in this woman named Pam who's married to
Randy.
Dirt Road Randy.
Dirt Road Randy.
And we met their friends who were really nice, and you completely fucked with me.
Not on purpose. So,
They were lovely people, by the way.
yeah, so Pam and Randy were
Everyone.
up in Milwaukee for Summerfest. We had just met them like the Wednesday before or something.
Yeah.
And of course, we're like, well, call on us. So we met them down there and it was really fun. Are you going to keep eating?
Dude, it's so good.
Well, I know, but you really should not.
There you go.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah. As you go.
No, go. I'll be behind the
Yeah, we met them at Summerfest and they had a couple of friends, Dorris and her husband. I think it's Walt, but when you were asking me during the evening, wait, what are their names? What are their names? I'm like, Matt and Dorris.
You said Max.
Max.
Not Matt. You said Max.
Max and Dorris. And then
This isn't funny. I don't know
I
why.
feel so bad.
No, you don't.
No,
Not
I don't.
one bit.
I don't feel very bad, but
You don't feel bad at all.
I feel a little bad.
Not a bit.
Little bit bad. Because I wasn't telling you Max on purpose to fuck you up. I truly was thinking it was Max, and I think it's Walt and Dorris. Lovely people. We had a blast with these guys. And
Well,
it's
why
always
don't you
fun
say
meeting
what
new
happened?
people.
That you're-
Well, you
you're
were
missing
saying
the
goodbyes
punchline.
to everybody, and you were
Bye, Doris. Bye, Max. And he gave me this look. And then we walked out. I'm like, was his name Max? Because I hope it came off as bye, man. You know what I mean? Like, bye, dude.
and you did. Hopefully, you didn't enunciate. Bye, Max.
It was more like, bye, Matt. I hope it came out. So he was like, did
Bye,
you say?
Matt.
Because it was a loud concert. The music was blaring. Then we're walking out. And I went,
He was a couple cocktails in. Maybe he doesn't think he heard it right.
what was their names? And you go, I think it was Walt. And I went, you told me Max. And then you looked at me like, oh, I did.
Complete authority. I told you, Max.
Oh, yeah. You didn't. And the worst part about it, it reminded me of I don't know why this cracks you up so much.
Which is so funny because whenever I ask you somebody's name, you intentionally make up a completely ridiculous name that is.
I'll say Brenda.
And
Right.
I'm like, her name is Madeline. What are you doing? She's like, I don't know.
But
But he just makes up a random name and throws it out with complete affirmation that that's it.
Well,
And-
and there's times now you know that I'm fucking with you, but
Well,
early,
I know
early
every
in
time
our
you're fucking with me.
No, but early in our relationship, you'd ask me who are the names, and I'd go, Steve and Jennifer. And you'd go, okay, and I'm like, no, don't say anything, because then I'd stop you because you're about to say, hi, Steve and Jennifer. And so you got used to me fucking with you, but I'm not used. You know what this reminds me of? The camping trip when you told me there was a mosquito on my head, and I whacked my head, and there was no mosquito.
That was so funny too.
I think you knew his name wasn't Max, and you just knew I would trust you. It's taking advantage.
Did we
of
tell
our-
the mosquito story? That was
back at episode 7?
Yeah, we were camping
We have to
last
do this.
summer.
We have
2 summers ago.
We have to do this again.
Yeah, 'cause
It was
it's
last
funny.
summer because it was at it was John and Jenny's daughter's wedding.
Oh, that's right. So, yeah, we were going to a wedding in Minnesota. What was the name of that beautiful town where the wedding
Eau
was?
Claire.
Yeah, it was the Wisconsin side, but really only 40 minutes from the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
I can't remember it now.
Oh, beautiful.
What a beautiful town on the water. And we
So
found
cool.
a campsite
like
near.
a town. We should look it up. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, you look
It's
it
like
up.
it's like a town that we would recommend, like a weekend getaway.
Absolutely. It was, and I'm sure lots of people knew it,
Topography
know
is
about
gorgeous.
it. Oh my gosh, so pretty. And the hills, but that's beside the point. So we go camping right after the wedding because it's such a beautiful area to camp in. And we're sitting around our campfire and and I'm like, babe, you have a...
I don't know why this continues to be funny for you.
You brought it up.
Was it lacrosse? No, it wasn't lacrosse.
No, go
Keep
to find the river. Find the
Willow
Twin
River
Cities.
State Park. There's a Twin Cities.
So what's that waterway there? Zoom in there. Anyway,
keep going.
yeah, I'm like, babe, you got a mosquito on your head, and he winds up to slap this mosquito that he cannot see, that's on his head, and slaps himself in the head so hard,
Wasn't that funny?
which I find tremendously entertaining. So I tell him falsely that there's another mosquito on his head. So he just starts beating his head.
Shut up.
And I'm laughing because it was really funny.
I whacked the crap out of my head. Like
You-
he goes, there's another one. Bap!
You hit yourself so hard to get that mosquito that you could not see. And the first one was there, by the way. And I was so entertained by
Well,
how
you got
hard...
the first name right, Doris.
I was
swear
so
to God,
entertained by...
I hope Pam listens. We get a text from her. She's like, it's not Doris either.
It is Dorris. It's Pam's childhood friend from like grade school.
God.
Very nice people. We had a blast. We had some good laughs.
Well,
So I
Matt-
actually thought we would just have a drink with them, and then they would want to do their own thing, and we ended up
I thought
hanging
the
out
same
with them
thing.
the whole night. So
I
I hope
thought
we
for
didn't.
sure.
I hope we didn't invade their space and take over their lives. And
I thought for sure they'd want to be away from us. Like, go, hi guys, see ya. Like the obligatory, we just met you. And then it was, all right, where do we go? And I felt all this pressure.
we globbed onto their fun.
They were great.
But yeah, it was really, really
Beautiful
fun.
night.
It was a nice night. Cool night though, surprisingly. But yeah, Summerfest is going on in Milwaukee. If anybody, all of our listeners across the nation and around the world.
Well,
As you
Aaron
know.
and Ron are coming up Friday.
Yeah, it's the largest
And she
music
listens.
festival in the country.
She
Is it
listens
the
to-
largest music
It
festival in the world?
I don't know about
Do
that.
we have worldwide acclaim?
I don't know. But Aaron and Ron are coming up, which is awesome.
Yes.
Then Saturday,
Pat and Sue are coming
Pat
up.
and Sue are coming up. And this ties into the theme of last week's podcast.
I do not recall last week's podcast.
I want to have
What
fun
was it?
with you.
Oh.
I don't want to
Oh!
be burdened with work. And we made some super ass, huge ass, cool ass project. Fruity salad.
Peanut butter?
Progress,
Stuck in
right? Progress on the bathroom. There's some dead skin I'm eating.
God, I just learned something new about you.
Well, it was just peeled, so I figured I'm not going to throw it on the ground. I'll eat it. So we stop it.
Those are things you need to hide from other people. Those are not things you do in front of me.
Hold on a second. No.
Those are things you hide.
You keep talking because I'm going to find some non-hiding things for you.
Non-hiding things.
Yeah, I'm going to find something for you. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to play this.
What you talking about?
Just let me do my thing.
Are those all the Instagram reels that you sent me that I haven't looked at yet?
You never listen to?
Oh, gosh.
You're horrible.
You do send me a lot. They're all really good.
You're just awful.
I'm awful.
You're a terrible person.
Terrible person.
I'm trying to find something that I have sent to you or posted. I'm looking for it. Give me a break. You keep talking. Don't interrupt our vibe, our mojo, because I'm looking up something. Good. Keep talking.
I have nothing to say.
All right, listen. This is what I was going to play. Ready?
Okay.
Watch. Here.
Reddit that was 5 questions to ask yourself if you're unsure about your relationship.
Does
If someone told
your partner
you're a
eat
lot
dead
like your
skin?
partner, would this be a compliment to you? Are you truly fulfilled or just less lonely? Are you able to be unapologetically yourself, or do you feel the need to show up differently to please your partner? Are you in love with who your partner is right now as a whole, or are you only in love with their good side, their potential, or the idea of them? And would you want your future or imagined child to date someone like your partner?
Ha. Ha, ha, ha. So, you're getting all of me, babe.
I am getting all of you.
Yeah.
So
I'm unapologetically myself in front of you.
We
Pull my
listened to
finger.
that before. And what did I say that sounds like? Do you remember what I said the one word was that sums it all up for me in what you want in a partner?
Sex. You know what I love about our relationship? This is the shit. I want to tell everyone something. We were out with our friends Aaron and Ron, and Kathy and I were dating a hot minute when this is literally 2.5 years, almost 3 years ago now, because we were just dating. We were 3 months into dating, and we took a group trip to Asheville, North Carolina. Highly recommend, right? Mm-hmm. And Ron is obsessed with mountain biking, and I can't keep up with him to save my life. So Ron goes out on another jaunt of biking, and Aaron and you decide to go shopping in town. And
We
then
went into town, went to a coffee
stopping
shop.
at breakfast, and I, of course, force us to have Bloody Marys. What started out so innocently was 3 Bloody Marys each. Where I'm going with this is, at one point, I could not stop the "that's what she said" or these bizarre responses to your questions, like just now.
Yeah.
Sex. And you still laugh. And Erin looks at me and she goes, this is going to get old after a while. Remember that?
Yes.
And I went, I don't think so. I think she likes this. And you still do.
I do still
Seemingly.
laugh at your...
Stupidity.
There are times that I'd be like, could you just reverse this moment and take it all back?
Nope.
Nope.
No rewind.
He said it. He did. He said it.
So you were saying there was something about that podcast.
Well,
about
that post. Do we need to give credit to who that was?
I don't remember.
Since you played it and stuff. Is that like? Do we have to talk to our the lawyers?
Yeah.
In our,
We're going to come
in
after us.
legal. Talk to legal.
I'll get on that when we're done here. We've got a staff meeting later.
Anyway, but yeah, all of those things which I can't reel off. It was about whatever those questions were that guy said. 5 questions, did he say?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
To me, those all come down to respect. do you respect your partner? And that was a huge word for me. I have a girlfriend in Chicago. I remember her talking to me about relationships, and that was something that she put in my head, that you really need to have respect for your partner. And in that respect also comes admiration and trust, because if you respect the person, to me, all those things fall in alignment. Like they challenge you personally. They bring new things to the table that you would not have done or experienced or thought of. They're helping you to grow. And I really think respect is at the core of all of it. And what?
Are you sure you respect me?
Believe it or not, very, very much. I see all sides of you, Jack Honer.
You're going to. I've said before.
As you're talking with peanut butter in my, you're going to.
I have said to you before, you are truly the first relationship I've been in where I am unapologetically myself.
Did you realize in past relationships that you were not yourself?
Yes, and this is important. I felt that, well, you've got to give up a little bit of yourself to be. I truly felt this. That word compromise, which I fucking hate. But
I love that word.
I can't stand it. I go to I'm looking at the camera. I was looking at you, and then I just looked at the camera. Great. I got to try to remember this and just freeze frame that. And that's going to be our marketing promo for this one.
Let me hold it for you so you have a good...
There we go.
Okay.
All right. But, so yes, I like your question. I felt it was something you just had to do in relationships, right? That you had to give in a little bit of yourself. And then I realized after the relationship prior to meeting you that, God, I just wasted all this time being someone I wasn't because I was investing more in the relationship. And so that's why I loved Alexandra Solomon when I read in one of her books or posts or both that she talked about these three circles. There's you, there's me, and there's us. And I didn't have a lot of me in the size of the circles, right? They should all have proportional weight to them, I guess. Mm-hmm. I put everything into the relationships, which I think was always my downside. I don't know about you. What do you think? Do you feel you were unapologetically yourself?
No,
okay.
Definitely not. And I also believe that I was still learning who I was. So I don't know if I was completely in touch with myself, Yeah. So I didn't realize how many voids there were in my previous relationships. I was just not connected to it in the same way. And I think for me, that just was going to take some time and experience and more relationships. And that's what is so purposeful about having multiple relationships. It's not that you want to just, sleep around. That's not what I'm talking about. But you truly learn more about yourself in a relationship. People bring out certain aspects of you in a relationship, right? And good and bad. What are you doing right now? You're smiling. So having, experiencing a number of relationships, I believe can truly help you learn about yourself. If you're willing to learn, if you're open to learning, if you have that self-awareness and you want to learn.
But
right?
Are you suggesting that you should be in them and then gotta go do more learning?
No, of course not. I think seriously.
It's so good, Kath.
I know, but it's going to be so good once we hit stop on the podcast.
To anyone listening, peanut butter and
apples.
Anything but apples, bananas, peanut butter and chocolate. It's just a marvelous combination. And I did not eat breakfast. And it's 9:50.
And you worked out. And you worked out this morning.
Finish your story, Sarah.
So,
but I'm asking,
no,
do you
I'm
feel
not
you should?
proposing that you should. I think, I think if it's time to move on in a relationship, it's time to move on, right?
Well, I read something on a post. If I could add to this, God, we went to the deep end right away. I had a topic on that too, but I read a post because I follow all these relationship gurus and read a post where, and this will remind you of your conversation you had with the woman you met at the club.
Yeah.
So this will tie. You'll see where I'm going to go with this.
Interesting, because I was going to mention that conversation. So
well,
it's
I think we're on the
interesting
same page.
You're segueing.
Yeah, let me go there. So this thing talked about, just because you're in a relationship for 15 years, 18 years, 20 years, or we all tend to prop up, oh, you've been married 50 years. That's awesome. Well, what if 50 years of it was he was cheating all the time, or she was, or there was, you stayed because of whatever X reason. Longevity of a relationship doesn't mean happiness. And so this one guy, I want to say it was like the Gottmans. They said it's a matter of, if you're together and you're constantly learning from this person and growing, and they're sponsoring you as well. Mm-hmm. That's what you measure, is your growth with the person, your personal growth and your couple growth and your support of their growth, not the length of time.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
That's irrelevant. And you and I experienced that. We were together for a long time with our previous partners. Mm-hmm. and outside of our marriage too. I mean, I don't mean outside. I mean after our marriages. Mm-hmm. And so then it reminded me of. I think you're going to see where I'm going with this. We joined a club in Milwaukee for networking and business, and for fitness stuff as well.
Fitness and fun.
But we've started to meet some more people that we're hoping to foster relationships with for a variety of purposes, right? And you met a woman who said to you when you said you were divorced or something like that?
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm going? Were you going down the same path?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you point out that just because you were married for X amount of years, an impressive number of years, a big commitment of years, that doesn't mean that marriage was a success. And in the same vein, to share with somebody that you're divorced, most people go, oh, I'm so sorry.
Right.
And this lovely woman that I met in the steam room last week, when you start chatting, I said I was divorced, and she's divorced as well and remarried. And she goes, congratulations. And I paused. I even said to her, most people don't respond to that. And the hard part for me was being in the marriage still. So the divorce aspect of it was the breath, the
exhale.
Yeah. For me, I'm sure.
Too?
Yeah. And everybody's different, right? I'm not saying like divorce is fun. It's easy. It's a great thing. Sometimes it's not easy. It's never easy. Even if it's the right thing to do, it's never easy.
Yeah.
And people hurt other than just you. And it changes other people's lives, not just you. And so it's huge. It's a huge thing. And neither of us took it lightly. Oh.
There's no way they heard that. Keep going.
Yes.
Just keep going.
Jack Honer.
Just keep going. Unapologetically myself. Who loves you?
You love me? Those wedding invitations are sitting upstairs on the couch.
So let's talk about that. So
But anyway, that was it. So I met this lovely woman, and she said congratulations, and I really appreciated that. And I get how most people won't have that perspective, but she did. She's in a happy, healthy place, as am I. And yeah, so it was refreshing to hear.
Yeah, so can we rewind then? So this all started because we talked about Max and Dorris. Thanks for that, ass blower. We love Pam and Randy. And Pam, if you're listening again, let's do something, biatch. So invite us down to your place at the lake. And excuse me, of course you're always welcome up here. I should never eat peanut butter and apples. Because my mouth it's impossible to talk right now.
Do you want a sip of my mud water?
Might help, yeah. I can't speak because it's all paste.
Yeah.
I feel like I have wallpaper paste in my teeth.
Well, you do. You do. That's exactly what you have in your mouth.
So good. I'm going to take another bite real quick. So, but we had fun. We are unapologetically ourselves. I want to keep rewinding back. Thank you for all the help you've done so far with the house. We've had a blast if you listen to our previous podcast because we were struggling in some ways and we have reinvigorated our lives together. We have tried new things.
Well, it's interesting because I think that... Do you like my new Harry Carey glasses?
Where the fuck did you get those?
I got these when I went to my alma mater.
Can I put them on? I want to see how bad I look in them. I look at 107. What are you doing with these?
I like them. I think you have a more narrow head than I do. I have a bigger head.
Well, you have a
big head.
perfect shaped head. I look like a beanpole.
No, you don't.
So anyway, I'm very excited about this weekend. And it was funny because here's where I was going with this whole topic. When we told Pam and Randy that on the last podcast that we talked about them, we sent Pam and Randy the podcast and said, listen on your drive up from Chicago to Milwaukee. Right? Mm-hmm. And so she listened to it and went, you guys go really deep. Right? And then I thought we should have a shallow podcast. And we
I
can't
think we
do
sprinkle
it.
in some
That's
shallow.
the problem. We can't. Well, right away we started talking. Next thing you know, it's our exes and our full self, and we weren't ourselves. And what's so funny?
I love how you add that voice. We weren't our fault.
That way,
Selves
and snap.
stuff.
I don't know why I do stupid voices.
You are very good at voices
You
and
stop
sound
it right
effects.
now. You stop it. You finish. We're done.
Yeah, I got to
No
get
more.
you an acting gig.
You've got to get me acting gig in any kind of way. All right, so let's finish. We should try to be shallow rest of podcast. Okay?
I don't have a good Russian accent.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Do your German one. Your German one's really good. Do it.
Do your German one.
Yeah, you've got a good German accent.
I
I've seen.
do?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, you do like that guy. Yes, you do. Like maybe it's Swedish.
What?
Like Gefargen, Siegenfargen. You've done
Are
some
you
other
getting me
accents.
confused with somebody else?
No, I've heard your accents. I've heard you do it. Like I try to do a German accent, like the Wiener Schnitzel, and you do it much better than me. You've done it.
I don't know.
Try it. Just think about it right now. Just ask me if I want a Hefeweizen with my Schnitzel. Just ask.
You sounded like you were from Brooklyn.
I know. I sound like I'm a Jewish guy. Right. Do you want a Hefeweizen with your Schnitzel? I don't know how to do German.
I can't.
Yes, you
I
can.
can't
You've
on
done it.
command. No.
Oh,
I can't.
stop it.
Can't do it.
You can.
I can't.
So anyway, I just thought it was interesting that Pam thought we are not shallow and that we're deep. Not that she criticized that.
No. I didn't
just
take
then
it that way.
thought we should be more shallow. Is what I took it as. We need
I
to
don't know.
swing the pendulum
we
to the
sprinkle
shallow
in a
side.
little silly fluff, especially when you're eating an apple with peanut butter.
So are you excited that the
While
invitations
recording.
are going out?
The invitations to the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
anyone wants to join us at 9:00 at night, we'll be in the 3rd Ward of Milwaukee on October 5th. We'll be celebrating. Are you wearing? Can I ask some questions about what you're wearing or no? Is that weird?
I showed you the dress online.
No. Well, I don't remember it.
Okay.
Can I show everyone the dress that I would like you to wear?
No.
Okay. It's pretty much just a...
Needless to say, it's wildly inappropriate, and this 58-year-old body should not.
You could totally
should not
swing it.
come
Whatever.
near
Whatever.
polyester
You'd rock
spandex
it.
wedding dresses.
Is that what they were made out of?
It was
So let me ask you...
swimsuit material.
Can I... So? Can I ask you some questions about it, or do you feel you want it to be surprised?
You can ask.
Do you feel that you're going to be wearing a veil?
God, no.
Okay, good. Because I think that would look weird at this age, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, God, no.
Are you going to be wearing underwear?
God, yes.
Oh, okay.
A girdle.
A gray.
It's going to be like a chastity belt. It's going to be so tight.
Are you really going to do something like
We're going
that?
to need like a scissors or something.
Are you really going to
just
do something like that?
And then it'll
Like
all
a
go
chainsaw to open it up. Are you really going
And
to?
I'll be like those sponges you get from Trader Joe's.
They just
When they're
expand.
dry, they're just flat. And then you take it
Or
out
like
and they
those
go
things you have in like when you compress all your clothes or those vacuum things.
Yes,
and then you let the air
exactly.
in and
That's it.
There's
That's
the
what's
real
going to
Kathy.
happen.
Are you really wearing a corset type thing? How'd you like that? I knew what you were talking about.
A corset. A corset goes all the way up the rib cage.
Well,
and
right, but it's
stuff.
supposed to tighten in everything. Are you going to wear
Oh.
something like that or no?
I don't know.
Are you really
I
going to
don't
wear
own it.
something?
Well, I mean, a lot of women choose to wear these Spanx-like things under their, dresses and such. It just makes everything smooth and it's kind of like a big old hug of elastic. It's really,
Are you?
I won't be able to eat or drink anything, but
Are you excited about it?
I am.
We had our tasting last week with Paul and Nilsa, which was awesome.
It was fun to see them. Oh my gosh, what a story they told.
Oh, is it? Wait a minute. I want to talk about us first. Is it weird that at this age we're talking about our wedding? Is that weird?
Yeah,
Harry
it's
Carey?
weird. It's weird, but it's not weird because it just feels like exactly where we are supposed to be. Where I'll speak for myself, where I'm supposed to be with you.
I'm still trying to get there, but we'll figure it out.
Once that stamp goes on that envelope, you are screwed. You
No,
can't
I'm
get
not.
out. Yeah, no.
You can get out
Nope.
anytime.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Once the stamp is on the envelope, you
We'll
can't
see.
get out.
We'll see.
But no, I have felt totally it just feels really natural to marry you, Jack Honar. Like you are my person. You are really my person. But it's all
No, I don't
on
mean
the other
that.
side.
I don't mean that.
It's weird to imagine that I ever got divorced.
I
that
thought you were going
have
to say
an
something else.
ex-husband,
On the
that
other
I-
side, it's weird to
I'm
think
gonna
that you're
have a
the only
second
man I'm going to be
husband.
with again.
It's weird. So this is like for life, right? I mean, is that
What
like
am I
locked in?
doing? How open are we going to be? No, what I was getting at is less the being married thing, because that, to me, we could do without any fanfare. We could just go to the courthouse, sign some papers, and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already married in the sense that we're committed to one another and blah, blah, blah. It's more me asking you, do you feel it's silly to have a celebration? I use the word silly, seriously. Like that, we're not having a massive party, right? It's family. It's 30 plus people. Do you even feel that that's cray? I mean, should we just go to a courthouse and fuck it and go on a little trip for ourselves and say, woo, we did this? Like, what are your thoughts on the event? I mean, I know your dad's really excited about it.
I still would like to have the family with us. Okay, you have to put the spoon in the
so
peanut butter
hungry.
down. Yes, we'll be done with the podcast in a few minutes. My love muffin.
All right, pumpkin.
And no, it's important to me to have the kids there and our immediate family there. It did feel silly when we were initially thinking of a big party and everyone we love and know to be there. Like that was like, no, this doesn't feel right. And no judgment on people who want to do that, it just didn't feel right for us. I think practically speaking, to be honest, it just wasn't where I wanted us to spend our money, but
So
emotionally, I love
feel-
having the support of my closest friends and my immediate family around.
So a couple that I've talked about before is from North Carolina. They never got married, but what they had was a commitment ceremony. Mm-hmm. They just didn't feel the need to get married and all that other kind of crap. It's, to me, 6 1/2 dozen other, who gives a shit. But they had a commitment ceremony because they felt it was important that other people saw how much they were committed to one another. I can't remember what they said. It was really profound. I'm drawing a blank on it now. That's really what we're getting at, right? Like this little ceremony is for our very close friends to know that this is important to us and we want to share. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't feel it's weird that we're doing this?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
But do you? I mean,
I don't
you're
I don't want it
bringing
to
it
be
up.
like my daughter's wedding or other big weddings we've gone to, like John and Jenny's daughter.
well, it's not. You know.
No, I know that. I do like what Taylor and Danielle did, where they had been together for 10 years and decided to get married and had all the kids over to the house for an alleged photo shoot for Christmas. And then as everyone turned around, there was a officiant. And that was nice because it was literally just their immediate family, but they've got a pretty sizable family. I mean, they've got 6 kids and some right between them, and some are married. And
Right.
Are they grandparents yet or no?
No. Mm-mm.
Anyway,
Their
That-
oldest daughter is married.
that seemed really appealing to me because it was just them doing something, having breakfast at the house, right? And everyone was over. However, when you and I talked about this, we went, my mom and your parents would go, I would have liked to have been there.
Yeah.
And then how do you not have siblings, right?
Well, I think they're very supportive of us. I think everybody that's coming, not surprisingly, is very supportive of us.
Yeah.
And I feel that's a really wonderful acknowledgement to what you and I have and share. And it feels good to me to have those people be present to witness the commitment that we're making. So
you're excited about the event?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am too. My question isn't because I'm not excited. I just don't know how. I sometimes get caught up in how people perceive things.
Yeah.
Remember we talked earlier about me acquiescing to other people? I do that a lot. So it's as much as you may hear me say things like, I don't give a fuck, we're going to do this, because I do that too. There's times like this when I think, God, do people think we're like crazy for wanting to have a mini celebration? And it's interesting. The big driver for me is less for myself. It's more for you, because I know you want that day. And it's really for your dad, because your dad really wants that day. He wants to walk you down a proverbial makeshift 10-foot aisle that we're going to have outside. And that's what makes me realize this is more than just a marriage. This is a union that our parents and family and friends glad they're experiencing. And so the day is just to have a party and celebrate that and dinner.
Yeah.
And say thank you for supporting us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
Because as hard as it was on everybody, because I think you admit this, boy, did I just go to the deep end of the pool again. I didn't want to do that. As hard as it might be for us to acknowledge this, or how do I say this? The divorce was hard on everybody. As hard as it was on you and I as the participants in it.
Well,
right?
and the driver behind it too.
Right. But it impacts everybody. So from the kids are the obvious one. How are the kids going to take it? It also affects everybody else. You were close friends with your in-laws, Pat and Annette, for example.
Yeah.
Right? Is it Annette?
Yeah.
And, that starts to fracture a little bit. Not that it has, but it can. Right? All these things that were...
You don't gather with that side of the family
Yeah.
like you used to, obviously.
Yeah. And so we have to give pause and respect to the fact that it was hard on everybody. Right? And so conversely, I would hope that they're all very happy for us.
Yeah.
Because of what we found in each other. That was so Dib. I really wanted to stay shallow. So I'm excited about Summerfest this weekend. My daughter's baby showers this weekend.
Yeah.
Amos Lee is in town.
You're going to be
Saturday.
a grandpa.
I'm going to be the coolest grandpa.
You are going to be so loved by that grandchild.
That grandchild is going to like me versus everybody else.
You do know that's not the goal.
It's the goal.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That child will have enough love.
Every year I want the
love
kid to have a vote,
everybody.
and the kid has to take a vote. And if I win, the kid gets whatever it wants. If I lose, the kid gets punished.
That won't fuck him up too bad. Way to come out of the gate strong, Grandpa.
Heard you were
You
over
got
at your other
this-
grandparents' house.
You got this down.
Want to talk about that for a second? Have a seat.
You didn't laugh at all, did you?
Oh,
There was no joy.
you better not have been happy over there. If I find out you were remotely happy. I'm looking forward to all of it. So her shower is this weekend.
Yes.
Summerfest this weekend. 2 friends coming up this weekend. Thank you for being supportive.
I suddenly feel overwhelmed.
Are you
There's
being serious?
a lot. Yes.
Oh my God,
And we got to
feel-
get the shower
It's
tiled.
almost done. Yeah, but I got a lot of the big stuff done, and so when we're done here, I'm gonna go jump off and do that.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
I'm
right.
really excited.
Let's finish with a card.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you your card. I'm just gonna give it to you, and you're gonna read it, and I'm gonna go first. The first time we met, what do you remember thinking about me that still holds true now?
That you make me laugh.
For real?
Yep. Even
was it?
before I met you, you were making me giggle via text on the way to meet you.
That was
I'm like,
funny. That was cute.
and my girlfriend Jenny's words rang in my ear that, Kathy, you need to be with somebody that makes you laugh. And I was like, okay, well, check that box. This guy's making me laugh.
Still.
And you're still making me laugh.
Yes.
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 So
Pull my
that's it.
finger.
Yeah. So there you go.
Your turn.
Okay. Tell me something I already know but always forget. Well, that's pretty much
Everything. I was just gonna say, name a category. I feel like we're on Jeopardy. Where are my keys for 2000, please? Do you have the FedEx information to the podcast for 500, please?
Put another word in the Google search box for Kathy's brain. Put one more word.
Pick a category.
Oh gosh. You poor thing. Are you sure you want to sign up for this?
I'll take returns I forgot to bring to Menards for 400. Which just happened yesterday. You packed, the best part is they were all disheveled out of the box, and you repackaged them perfectly
And put them on the kitchen
put them in
counter.
the kitchen counter with everything else, and then left
walked
without
out.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I only returned one thing to Menards, and I had 3 things to return to Menards.
Oh, babe.
So it was a wee bit inefficient. And then I also went to Costco yesterday, and my Costco card was 3 days expired. So there was that. So anyway.
babe.
Yep. This is it, babe. You are Mr. Farts and Mr. Inappropriate.
What are you
and
talking about?
What are you talking about? and this is
Weren't we at a concert or something like that? And you went, where were we? Like we were at a baseball game. Was it a baseball game?
I don't know. I need more
I think we were
more
at a
to the
baseball
story.
game. I think we were in Boston College when Sam was still playing for Maryland. And I think I just sat there and ripped one. And you went, oh my God, you could feel the chair or the bench vibrate. People had to hear that. I went, they didn't hear it. They don't know. Does it bother you?
Does it bother you?
Because if it does, I can.
Oh, really? You gonna
Nope.
suck those farts back in?
No, I'm
Okay.
not.
All right, babe. Well, on that note,
Okay. Later, everybody. Peace.
you just listened to another episode of the Jack and Kathy Shit Show. All recording, engineering, and production provided by us. Connect with the podcast on Instagram at Jack and Kathy Shit Show for more insight into our shit show of a life. This episode is proudly brought to you by Pint Productions.
Point.